turmoil, the uncertainty,
Yeah.
the revolutions that will spring up.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, that's why they don't want to take that risk. They don't want to do anything. The US now became very passive when they pursue these moral values to the rest of the world.
They did the same thing with the Holocaust in the early days, actually.
Yeah. They were like, they didn't care. And that's what their always policy has been. They don't care. I mean, so if Kim Jong-un dies, it's gonna be very hard for North Korea to replace anybody in his position because Kim's is a brand. It's not just like a leader for us, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we think of Kim, who came with my mind, like who's like almost God figure. Like North Korea is the number 10 religions in the world. They copy the Bible. So if you believe that, if there are people believe in the God and Jesus Christ, how do you not believe that North Koreans believe in the same thing? So Kim Il Sung's grandfather and his parents were devout Christians. So Kim Il Sung grew up this like Christian like word verses. So when he finding his country, he said, "I loved my people so much that I'm giving you my son Kim Jong Il. His body dies, but his spirit is with us forever. Who can know how many hair I have, what I think, and when we suffer, when we go to paradise with him." And when you block every single information going into country, of course people are gonna believe it.
So who would be the successor if he dies?
He has a son, first son born 2009, and not old enough if he dies now. So either his sister might rule for a short amount of time as not like a leader, but like temporary replacement. And then when the son is older enough, he might take it over because it's a kingdom. That's most likely. And China will do everything they can to maintain that status quo for the North Korean regime. So North Korean people have no option here. We just need some leader to courageously come up and do the right thing.
So we can't just wait this out.
No, we can't. It's not something gonna take its course and gonna change. Like we not even know that economic freedom does not bring political freedom. We know in China it doesn't. That's the unique thing about freedom. You gotta fight for it. Otherwise, you don't never get it. Freedom is something has to be fought. And if nobody fighting for freedom, it's not gonna be there.
Can we talk a little bit about freedom? What does it mean to you? Having had, we talked about love in that same way about freedom, having sort of discovered it later in life, what does it mean to you?
I think every day I get a new definition of freedom. It is. It's a never-ending journey having this relationship with being free and what it means to be free, right? I think you definitely can live life without being free and also a happy life too. I saw a lot of North Korean elites who were fat and have power but didn't have freedom, were very happy, in a way happier than the people that I found in New York were like investment bankers and consultants in Manhattan, and 70% of them go like talk to therapists. I was very confused. I remember writing my book in New York, like my editor was saying, Yumi, you know, like you're traumatized, you need to go talk to a therapist. And I was like, what is therapy? Right? What is trauma? Because in North Korea, they don't have word for stress or trauma. Because how can you be stressed in the socialist paradise? So they don't let you be knowing what that is.
Yes.
So, and then they were like, yeah, hearing people having problems, go talk to therapist. And I was like how much is it? Actually, like $200 per hour, and it's a discounted rate too. It's like, no, thank you. I was like, and we know that freedom comes with responsibility, and in a way, it's not that easy to be free. Thinking for yourself, constantly, like when you, in a way, I understand. Like, let's give government every power we have. Let them decide what education that I get. Let them decide where I live. Like, let someone figure that out for me. And that's how North Korea began, hoping the government gonna represent my own interest, believing that they were good. And with that benefit of doubt and good faith, it began the nightmare, right?
Yeah.
So freedom is not like a gateway to be happy at all. In a way, it can make life a lot more complex. But then it's fun. isn't it? You start thinking for yourself, you start making mistakes, and it's so fun to be free, even though you can be suffering way more than the people who are not free.